Like I said, they've been trapped in different ways as they're framing me. The reason why they try to paint this narrative so much is because they're framing me. And I can hear a child yelling from the top of her lungs, I'm young! And it sounded like next door neighbor. They told me how they're gonna frame me, they're gonna plan child porn, they're gonna plan drugs, they're gonna say I did something to all kind of nastiness. Listen, these people are the kind of people that, if something bad happens to them, I don't think they can ever be like, why? Right? It's basically they've accepted the second anything bad happens to them, they better freaking understand that, hey, don't even look this way. Don't. Matter of fact, you better expect it. Not today. And they as they talk about how they're gonna frame it or do things to my organs, they're like, "Oh, I feel bad." I'm like, I really don't care what you feel. One thing I would say is like, "Oh, I feel bad for the things that you're doing." I don't care about your feelings. One thing is for sure, I just don't want you to look at yourself outside of the reality of what you really are, what you're really part of, the humiliation that they're involved in, to the point where they're like, you see, that's proof. Because they're trying to create a false reality to that level. It's like, no, you see, she's in 20s, college students, I was like, so you think that a 31-year-old would not look at a college girl in a sexual way? Let me repeat this. This is how retarded these people are. Delusional trash. And I'm not saying this is just this one person, and because the way she was dressed, she really dressed in a very sexual way. Oh, you see, college, huh? I'm like, what? These people, they live in La La Land. Well, sorry, let me repeat that. Let me rewind that. They're making me say this. I know they're playing this stupidity. But I want to say that out loud so they can hear me. So they can see themselves what they are. I want to articulate the way they want me to think. And they would try to be like, no, you see that's person, you see how she looked at her. So, and they try to paint, look and try to follow. So like, they're so desperate to create a pattern of some nature that they try, okay, no, but this college student, you see? Sad. Because the truth is, usually, me, I by far prefer not only girls my age, but older than me. So they're like, oh no, but this college student, you see how they looked? I was like, oh yes. What do you think I'm? Do you think? And you understand, these people are pathetic low life that work for pedophiles. Patterns are like there's like a straight line, and there's the level of straightness and linear that these people do. They came and said the name of a pedophile that picked up kids as young as 14 years old. They tried to make me feel like I should feel weird that there was this college student coming down, barely showing her almost all her breasts, and I start seeing that in a sexual way. What? These people did. But this is the life these people live. And they'll try to find something else, but not there, and then they go up by this stupidity to try to create these storylines. They'll talk about, no, but remember this TikToker. You see this TikTok, you see, he thought she's sad. Do you know how much I think about? Let me be honest. Let me just be frank and transparent in the sense that I'm a straight man. I think about women, at least at the time, every 2.5 seconds and lesser. They're trying to find whatever they can to paint this retardation of reality to the point they're picking up this costume, walking down from her apartment when she's moving in, literally carrying stuff to this apartment. And this college student, or young adults, is wearing one of the shortest crop top you can imagine. A portion of her breasts are hanging out and visible to the eye. And this is how they have to create this fantasy. Now, when I see these people in person, let me be honest, it's embarrassing for them. It's embarrassing. It's like, so you tell me I saw this college student, this young adult coming down. I don't know if she's a college student, but it's safe to say she's a young adult. Coming down the stairs, and me looking at her and thinking of something sexual, or being interested in a sexual way. Seeing somebody whose breasts are basically out would do something to me, and think about it. This is your proof. You're an idiot. I hope you live this life of bottom feeders forever. They're so pathetic. And then they'll try to make me think of, I went on an actual date with somebody. And next to me, there was these young people. Now listen, in my late 30s now, anybody under 30s looks young to me. Really looks young to me. I can't even, like, they all look like. And there's this couple, two girls. And this is a restaurant, a Spanish restaurant. And they were serving, like, food and they got, like, wine, like sangrias. And, you know, I'm seeing them as, like, okay, this is some young people just drinking wine. Because they're drinking wine and eating. It's a restaurant. They're getting food and wine for the table. So one would say, oh, those adults eating and drinking wine. Now, when I look at them, it's like, oh gosh, and they're perps, and I'm like, oh, they're trying to make me accept this manipulation. And they talk about pills, and I'm like, look at you, look, I can't even respect you. But I look at them, they look to me like kids. They, you know, but I know it's like because I feel older, that people that look at like they're kids sometimes are not kids, they're adults. But to me, they're kids because look at them, especially now that I'm closer to my 40s. I'm looking at this like, oh Jesus, so you can do it. And one of this girl was wearing like a very tight t-shirt. It was like, it doesn't even look right in my head. It's just like, you look too young. I guess it's just like it's too much. I can't. My date, who's a perp, really literally asked me, hey, look at her shirts. You know what he says? And I'm like, I told her, I don't understand what she's trying to say. Like, I'm not going to look at her shirt. He's going to look weird if I look at her shirt like that. So tell me what he says. What? She says what he says. I said, okay, cool. And like, you see, that's proof. I'm like, so pathetic. This is how they live this life. This is how they're looking at what they can use to create this fantasy. It's so pathetic. But I'm thankful, like I said, God gave me strength. As I'm dying, I see how life can be. The reason why I make these videos is because I want them to hear themselves in their ways of trying to make me accept this false reality. Because imagine when I see them in person then. Imagine. Oh, you look at this college student or this person or this young adult in a sexual way. Yeah, the one who almost half of, like, her crop top was so high that you could see like a third of her breast. Like, in my head they try to do these things, but you gotta be strong. The reason why I say this out loud is because I want them to see themselves for how stupid and illogical they are. In my brain, they're doing their best to try to make me accept some stories they create. Everything they can try to. They are mixing up and manipulating everything to create it. They're so desperate to create this false persona that I'm not gonna identify to. Death comes in all shape, in all form, but it's gonna come to all of us. If I die like this, when I die like this, in this horrible pain, I will say one thing. Thank you, God, that I didn't live my life in this level of bottom feeder. They are low life. They sold their soul to pedophiles. And I say that knowing exactly what I'm saying, because this trash, these bottom feeders, have been contracted, are employed at this point But entities that are so pedophilia centric, their bill was a bill. Let me repeat that. A bill was passed in order to stop the amount of child porn that they download. For me, they try to, because today what's happening, I get stimulation on everybody who looks, anybody who's young, adult or not, they will give me a sexual stimulation just because of that. I get it, boom. I was like, what the hell? As you can see, she's young. Like, but no, remember that person that went down? She was young. So you think that now they want to see this is delusional. They are pathetic low life. And you have people contracted to play the clowns. I know my pain, my torture is going to be horrible, but I'm thankful that I'm not living a normal life and doing what they do. Tell my target individuals stay strong.